guys, Max here, back again with a brand new video, and today we're back with another tier list. We know you love them. And with the news that David Moyes is going to be leaving West Ham at the end of the season, I thought, let's rank every single one of his signings across 2 spells at West Ham. There's roughly about 30 different names on here, so it's going to be very interesting. The tiers are as follows. We've got one signing at the top. Very good signing is in at second. Jury's out, which means, you know, maybe one more season or a few more games to see if they need to be moved on or not. Got who in the fourth one. Genuinely, there's some players in here that I don't even know who they are. Then we've got flop at the bottom. People who didn't really succeed or didn't live up to them expectations they had. If you do go on to enjoy this video, make sure to like it and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Let's get into it. Starting off with Patrice Evra, who was brought in on a short-term contract, actually, and he's going to go in flop. He played for 5 months, didn't really do much, did he? Oh, is that Jordan Hugill? Genuinely, it might be Jordan Hugill, but I'm not sure, so I'm going to put it in who, because that might not be Jordan Hugill, but I think it is. João Mario, remember when he came into the club? He's a flop again. He didn't really do much at West Ham. He's gone on to do bigger things at the likes of Inter Milan and Benfica. And who is that? I'm being dead serious, West Ham fans. Who is that who I've just put in that category? Because I don't know who that is. Nayef Aguerd. I think is he a very good signing? I think he has been a very good signing. I think he's come in from Ligue 1. He's a left-footed centre-back, quite tall. He was a key player in West Ham's European triumph last season. And so far this year, he's struggled with injuries, but he is a very good player, to say the least, anyway. This might be controversial, but I'm going to put Emerson in Warra signing. He's going to go right into that top tier, I think, since coming in from Chelsea. He has been one of West Ham's key players. David Moyes obviously used to play Aaron Cresswell there quite often. Since they brought Emerson in, he's taken over that left-back spot. Lucas Paquetá is going in Warra signing. He has been unbelievable, hasn't he? And I mean, he's linked with big moves to Man City for over £80 million, so he has to be doing something right. Nikola Vlasic is going to go into flop as well. He wasn't great at Everton either. He's had 2 stints in the Premier League, and he's never really lived up to those expectations. He's more of a Serie A player. That's where he keeps going back to anyway. Vladimir Coufal, he has been a very loyal servant to West Ham since coming in, but for me, I think the jury's out at the minute. I think West Ham, for me, their number one position, apart from maybe a striker, is right back. I think they lack quality there. I know they've been linked to like Kyle Walker-Peters from Southampton. I think he'd be a massive improvement on Vladimir Coufal. Another Czech Republic player, Tomáš Souček, he's been a very good signing, let's be real. When he first came in on that loan spell before it got made permanent, he was bagging goals for fun. He's sort of that aerial presence. He does score quite often, doesn't he, for West Ham, so he has to be in very good signing. Another Czech Republic player, Alex Kral. You're lucky I remember you, mate, because you were going to go in who, but I remember you because of the hair. You're going in flop, though. Mohamed Kudus, I'm actually going to put in Warra signing because, for me, if there was one player for me to take out of that West Ham team to bring to Manchester United, it would be Mohamed Kudus. He's coming from Ajax, only costs around £30–35 million, and when you consider we paid £80 million for Anthony from the same club, similar position, similar sort of player. Well, they're not a similar sort of player. Mohamed Kudus is a lot better, but you get what I mean. Now, Jesse Lingard is going down as Warra signing. He has to. He was brought in on loan just till the end of the season, so a 6-month loan from January to the end of the season during that sort of lockdown era, and he was bagging goals for fun. I mean, he scored like 11, 12 goals, a few assists in there as well. It was prime Jesse Lingard. West Ham obviously didn't end up buying him permanently. He stayed at United until leaving on a free and joining Nottingham Forest, and his career's sort of taken a slow trajectory downwards since then. Danny Ings, jury's out, really. He's not done much, has he, at West Ham? I mean, he floats about different clubs in the Premier League, Danny Ings, and I think maybe another one could be coming up this summer. I know Wolves are interested. James Ward-Prowse, very, very good signing. He's not just there at Warra signing yet, but I think he has been very good, James Ward-Prowse. You're always going to get goals from his creativity, his set pieces, his corners. He's got everything you want in a midfielder. Calvin Phillips, flop. I mean, what else is there to say? Came in, I think he got sent off on his debut. He's give away some key passes that led to goals for opposition teams. He just hasn't been the Calvin Phillips we saw at Leeds. Jared Bowen is going to go down as David Moyes' best ever signing. One of the best wingers in the Premier League at the minute. He's in and around the England squad at times. Always getting in double figures for goals. He's close to getting in double figures for assists as well. Jarrod Bowen has been West Ham's best signing for a long time. Is that Flynn Downs? I mean, he's going to go, jury's out. I mean, he's on loan at Southampton at the minute. That tells you everything you need to know about him. He's like 25, 26 years of age and he's getting loaned out to the Championship. So I don't think he's quite ready to stay at West Ham. I think a Championship move or a low-end Premier League side may be the one. Mavropanos, he's going to go in very good signing. He's come in this season. He's played a lot more games than I thought he would because West Ham have had struggles at the back. He can play at right back. He's played there before, but he's primarily a centre-back, isn't he? And he's done quite well when coming in for West Ham. Gianluca Scamacca is going to go in flop. Of course he is. I mean, brought in for a ridiculous fee. 30, 40 million pounds, was it? From Serie A, from Sassuolo at the time. Didn't do much at West Ham, but now he's killing it at Atalanta in the Serie A again. Maybe that's just his league. Saeed Benrahma, jury's out, I'm afraid. He's on loan at the minute at Lyon. Whether that gets made permanent, it might already be made permanent, to be fair. I'm not actually quite sure. In fact, I think he may have joined permanently, so yeah. But yeah, he never really lived up to those expectations. He's been okay for West Ham, hasn't he? But he's not been amazing. Aaron Randolph. I mean, I don't know what to do with him. We'll put him in flop, I guess. Alfonso Areola is going to go in war of signing. I mean, he's taken over that starting role as the goalkeeper of West Ham United. He was very good at Fulham before West Ham ended up buying him, and he's taken over the aging Lucas Fabianski now and become West Ham's number one. Edson Alvarez is going to go... he's close to war of signing, you know. In fact, he's going to go there. He's going to go just in the top tier. And only around 30, 35 million pounds from Ajax again. And he's just been an absolute brute in the middle of the park. Wins so many tackles. He breaks up play very well. And again, he's a player who's been linked to like the likes of Chelsea and Man United in the past before he ended up going to West Ham. Being deadly serious now, I don't know who this is. He's going to go in who? Because who actually is that? He looks like an F1 driver with the kit he's wearing. I don't know who that is. Kurt Zouma, what a signing. Again, he's come in from Chelsea. He's been made the captain of the club. He's West Ham through and through, isn't he now? So, yeah, I mean, he was unbelievable for them when they won the European trophy last season as well. And again, he's been very good this season when he's been fit. Maxwell Cornet, jury's out, I'm afraid. You've been brought in from Burnley for around 20 million, was it, when Burnley got relegated? And he's not done much. He barely plays, to be fair. He's a loan move to another Premier League side. I mean, I put him at Everton in that video a few weeks ago with the signing that makes the most sense. So Cornet, you can make me look like a genius here. Just move to Everton on loan. Craig Dawson is going to go in very good signing because I know West Ham fans love him, or they did love him when he was there. I mean, he was brought in on loan initially, then bought for like 3 million from Watford, and he was an unsung hero of the Hammers, wasn't he? Friend Ballon Dawson ringing around. He was a very good signing. He chipped in with quite a few goals, and he was a brick wall at the back. Thilo Kehrer, the jury's out, I'm afraid, because, again, you've not done much at West Ham. You did win the European trophy last season, to be fair, but that says a lot. You're on loan at Monaco now. Maybe you could say that's a step up. I don't think it is. I think it's a sideward step on loan to Monaco in a lesser league. You never know, he might come back to West Ham, and the new manager, Lopetegui, it seems, may integrate him with the team. And finally, we've got Dapo Afolayan, who, again, he's going to go in flop for West Ham because he was brought in, I think, from non-league. Can you even put him as a flop, though? He was brought in from non-league and he was loaned out a few times to Oldham and Bolton. And then, obviously, he joined permanently at Bolton, I think. He's now playing for St. Pauli out in Germany, who've just been promoted to the Bundesliga, so fair play to him. But again, there's not really another tier I could have put him in. I could maybe have swapped these tiers around, but we're firm in it now. Anyway, that wraps it up for every David Moyes West Ham signing ranked. Jarrod Bowen probably being the best signing David Moyes has made as West Ham manager, and I'd say Calvin Phillips being the worst. But anyway, that's where we're going to wrap it up. Hopefully you did enjoy. I'll see you in the next one.